Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Spilling Coffee Beans. This video will go up on Thursday, August 31st, as part of a collab that I do with a Facebook group called Spilling Coffee Beans, and we get together every Thursday to share our responses to a prompt with you. I will link all the info about that group, including our August playlist, in the description box. Today is not actually Thursday, it is Tuesday, but my university got closed today because of a risk of street flooding. Sorry, there's a cat right here. And so I thought I'd take this time to just film a bunch of videos. So I apologize in advance if I look exactly like this in all of my videos for the next few weeks that I have scheduled. I'm just gonna see how much I can get done this morning since I was granted this surprise amount of free time. This week's Spilling Coffee Beans prompt is to tell you about the books that I read over the last month and which ones I recommend, etc. I didn't do very well on my personal reading challenge this month. Starting in September, I'm really going to push myself to read more because reading is something that I have always just loved, and I haven't been doing it very much the last couple of years. I keep spending my time and filling it in other ways, so I'm really going to prioritize that. Starting next month. It's always nice to start things on the first of a month, right? But I did read some this month. First, I did reread part about almost 400 pages, actually, because these books are gigantic, of A Game of Thrones, which is the first book in the Song of Ice and Fire. I read all of these books years ago, but as we were nearing the finale of season 7 of Game of Thrones, which just aired a couple of nights ago, if you want to talk about that, let me know in the comments and we will start a little chat on Facebook or something, because I have a lot of things to say about that finale. So I thought, I want to reread these. I haven't read them in a long time, and then reread them and have them all finished again before whichever happens first, the final season of the show or the next book in the series comes out, probably the show. But so I started rereading that. However, even though I have not read this book in like 9 years or something like that, I still remember it really well, so it's not as compelling to reread as I had hoped it would be, but I'll probably finish this month just because I like finishing things. This month I also read The Wild Harmonic by Beth Patterson. This is a really fun kind of fantasy mystery set in New Orleans, set with a cast, I guess, of musicians. And there's a lot of intrigue, there's a lot of like dark, dangerous things happening. There's werewolves and other mystical creatures, and it's just really fun read. And there is a second one of these coming out, not for a while. I think she's still writing it right now, because this was actually written by a friend of mine who's also a brilliant musician. And so her perspective in it is really unique, I think, as an author. And one of the things I really love about it is at the end, she actually has a recommended playlist to listen to while you read. And honestly, I did not do that while I read it because it's at the end of the book, so I just found it. So I kind of think probably maybe right before she releases the second book, I'm going to go back and reread this and listen to her recommended playlist, because that, I think, is just a really unique and cool touch. Anyway, this book is really fun, so if you like books about werewolves and music and murder mysteries and stuff like that, I think you would enjoy very much The Wild Harmonic. And last but not least, on my ancient nook, I just finished reading Mr. Mercedes by... The cats are throwing things. By Stephen King. I have been enamored with Stephen King since, no lie, I was 11 years old and I was given free reign in the library, and I checked out It. I have no idea why or what compelled me to do so, but I read it and didn't sleep for 3 days, and I was hooked ever since that time. I know they're making a TV show right now, or it's coming out right now on some sort of cable channel that I don't have, a show of this book series, and there's 3 books in the series. Oh, this is the squeakiest chair in the history of the universe. This is the first one. I enjoyed it. I think it is very fun, easy mystery to read. It's not supernatural like that. It's more of a straight up real life mystery. There's some things that I really fundamentally didn't like about it, especially being a giant Stephen King fan. But I think in terms of storytelling, it's a fun book. It's a quick book to read. And so I do recommend it. And especially, I guess I always do this, like, if you're going to watch the show, I always recommend reading the book first. That's what I always like to do. But, you know, that's at your preference. So, and wow, this is filthy and old. And yeah, I'm not going to show you any more of that. So that is all I read over the last month. I really, again, as I said, I'm hoping to do so much better starting in September and reading more, because I love reading and I miss it in many ways. And I feel like I have filled that in with TV and TV theory videos, particularly pertaining to Game of Thrones and Twin Peaks, which Game of Thrones is now over and Twin Peaks is ending on Sunday coming up. And I don't really know how I'm gonna like deal with that, because it's been a really exciting summer on that front. So I'm also taking television show recommendations to stream. I don't have cable. I only have streaming services. So let me know what you recommend for me to watch in September, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.